It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And we also got the Merman. How many movies did you see this week, Merman?
That would be one.
What?
Nice.
You didn't go to Paddington?
No. Plus, it was like freaking minus 30 all weekend.
Don't you like Olivia Colman?
He loves
It's fine,
Olivia
a regular
Colman.
movie with humans.
There's humans in this movie.
Not enough of them.
There's so many humans.
There's
It is like 99% humans.
There's also a CGI bear.
Okay, maybe not 99, but it is 65% humans.
A kid's movie.
It's got Antonio Banderas.
Doesn't matter. It's a kid's movie.
All right.
I hate
Murray
kids.
draws the line.
All right. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Wow. Thanks for all been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it if it played anywhere in the world. Now, let's get to raging. Yeah. What the amazing moment predict? What the amazing moment predict? Will he predict the rage or will he predict the mondo? Will he tell us all what Jim and Bryce saw at the movies? Better watch out, kids, 'cause here he comes.
Ooh.
He's coming swimming to you.
And you.
Swim, Murray, swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray, swim.
Swim, Murray, swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray, swim.
Swim all the way to our hearts, our little hearts. Backstroke.
Yeah. Okay.
Breaststroke.
So, 3 movies this week. Once again, I only went to one because I didn't feel like seeing the other 2.
Apparently not.
Plus, it's too freaking cold to go outside. Let's start with the big one. Captain America.
Captain Merca.
Brave
Marca.
New World. With, of course, since Steve Rogers is now retired or dead, they had to.
He's old.
He's old because he lived a life.
Yep.
They had the black dude, Sam Wilson, who was the Falcon.
Yes.
And what makes him the Captain America? Well, the shield.
Yeah, well, it was handed down.
Handed down.
He
Passed
was
down through generation.
hand-picked, Murray.
Yeah. No, actually, somebody else was handpicked, and then they went and killed somebody. So then he got the shield. Anyway, yeah, let's go on a limb here and go for a triple rage.
Triple rage.
Triple. Because I'm part of that. Then we
Meaning he's
have
throwing his hat into the ring. On
Paddington in Peru, which I guess is a bear.
It is a bear.
It's a
You know
bear.
Paddington.
I know Winnie.
You know Paddington.
I don't know Paddington.
Oh, come on.
I grew up with
Winnie.
the only
with Winnie. With the only bear.
with
Actually,
the poo.
I actually watched some Paddington real recently,
Yes,
not just the movie. And man, I tell you, that is some cool. They combine stop motion animation with the regular. It's like such a cool.
Yeah,
Paddington
It's like the
I know
bomb,
the
man.
Brits love him. I know.
The Brits love their Paddington.
I know what Jim thinks of CGI bears and kids movies and stuff. So let's go with the Mondo. And Bryce.
Mondo.
Bryce, I think, is going to be a meh.
Wow.
Right.
Then we have Bring Them Down, which I had never even heard of.
I've been
Which
waiting for this
you
movie
guys
for
found
months.
in some obscure theater somewhere.
Under a rock.
But yeah, Barry Keoghan.
Yep.
But it looks like more of an action flick than it really is a,
No.
walkie-talkie drama. So
There's-
let's go double meh.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
I think you might have been right on some of it.
That's right.
I don't know. Right, at least
You know
one of
what?
them.
The big question is, did he predict himself correctly?
Did I pick myself? That's right. Did I change my mind?
That is the question, isn't it?
That is the big
And
question.
then he comes out and at the end of it, he goes,
It's Mondo.
meh.
No, it's Mondo.
It's Mondo. It's like, what? You predicted a triple rage. All right, on that note, I guess we're talking about Captain America Brave New World. Let's start off hot.
Yes.
Captain America Brave New World is the latest Marvel abomination with Anthony Mackie as the new Cap. It is a strange film as Captain America seems to follow orders and team up with folks that he knows are corrupt. Not sure why he does that. Then we get Harrison Ford as President of the United States, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who you may remember as William Hurt in the Hulk movie from all those years ago.
Yes.
And
I wondered why Hurt was not in the role again, and I was told it's because he is dead.
Died. That's right.
Yeah.
That is a really good reason.
That is a good reason.
He would
And
rather die than be in another Avengers movie.
And it's
That's what happened.
also kind of a bummer, though. Why didn't anybody tell me that William Hurt was dead?
I mean, it was on the news, so I guess, you know.
I
You
missed
you
out.
don't really
He doesn't
watch the
follow
news,
news.
and you
So
don't really.
I was kind of sad when I heard that. 'Cause
You know,
I like William
Prince
Hurt.
is dead too, right?
I did know that.
What about Bowie? Did you know Bowie was
I
dead?
did know that
Michael
as well.
Jackson, he's also dead.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, MJ's dead.
Damn.
Yeah.
Elvis may or may not be dead.
Yeah, that's the one we're still not sure about.
That one has an asterisk.
That's right.
So Captain America decides to work for President Thunderbolt, who may be reuniting the Avengers, even though he does not
to
trust
bring
or
them down?
agree with Thunderbolt's policies. So I don't know why he's deciding that he's going to team up with this guy. But before this doomed partnership is formed, there is an assassination attempt by one of Cap's buddies, and Thunderbolt decides to completely change his mind about the partnership. This all kind of happens really quickly, and
It does.
nothing's developed at all, and it's stupid. Another returning character also joins the fray as Tim Blake Nelson returns as Samuel Stearns, who is one of the more insipid villains in the history of this never-ending soap opera known as the Marvel Universe. The always reliable Giancarlo Esposito is also completely wasted in this crapfest. The action sequences are nauseating and unconvincing. The fact that Cap doesn't take the super serum and survives the Red Hulk is as silly as the fact that this Captain America seems to have faith in this universe's US government, even though there seems to be corruption at every turn. Why would he ever want to be a part of that? Don't know, because it's never really touched upon. And what else, and what was with the ending? For what reason? What reason on earth would we have made Thunderbolt a sympathetic character? He is not the victim in this story. It is the audience that is the real victim. This was a rage.
Nice.
Kidding.
Awesome. Well, there's one you've predicted.
Yeah.
All right. So, Marvel's back to making TV movie versions of films, I think, in this one. The good thing about this one, though,
The good thing.
is that at least it's a TV show that I felt that I actually liked in the first place.
Okay.
You didn't like the Captain America Winter Soldier
It was okay.
team up?
Disney
I actually
one?
didn't mind it.
Yeah,
all right.
I liked it too. Not that there still was not some issues with some of the story and the convenience factor, be it
So
the
much
president's
convenience.
be it the president's little security lead apparently can't hear music when the bad guys play the secret brainwash song. For that matter, neither does Captain or Falcon, because when they're playing the brainwash song, shouldn't everybody get brainwashed?
No. I don't know. I don't know how that
It's the
works,
brainwash
Jim.
song.
It wasn't really
Everybody
explained.
listens to
either.
it. Gets all the
you-
people that were there were brainwashed.
I didn't think
except
that
for the
was,
three
I thought
people.
that was.
I don't think they target you.
I thought they would
they
have to
just play the music.
I thought they had to be brainwashed in the first place, though, with that music.
Yeah,
No.
I think you gotta. Don't you?
No, it's just, you know what?
Just random.
There's the
Okay,
there's,
so at this
there's
point,
the crowd.
by the way, at this point, if you give this anything but a rage, you're an idiot. You've already explained why this has to be a rage.
I'm not done
but
yet.
keep on going,
I'm
Jim.
not. I'm not.
I have a feeling that for some reason you may not. Just keep on going. I don't. This is stupid. The way I know how you start reviews and where you go from there, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be calling you a complete nimbus at the end of
Okay,
this.
well let me tell you. So they can't hear the music when the bad guy's playing the secret brainwash song.
Yeah.
For that matter, as we already said, neither does our heroes, quote unquote. And our bad guy
Or the president.
is apparently knowing everything always,
Mm-hmm.
and by all rights should not get caught or even want to get caught.
He kind of gets caught pretty easily.
Yeah, because he lets himself get
He's
caught,
like, "Here,
which,
catch me."
which absolutely made zero sense. I'm like watching it and I'm like,
You could
what? What?
You could probably be more effective if you weren't caught.
Yeah, well, I don't even, like, that was just like, okay, he had to go and meet
Yeah.
with the, and
It's
then,
completely dumb.
and then he's like, the what? Ugh, okay, and so if you have never seen any Marvel movies before, we really don't know who he is or what their story is.
I never
because
saw that.
nothing in this whole thing is explained.
I had no idea who he
Ultimately, you don't know anybody. So this goes back to, if you remember talking about the Marvelettes or whatever they're called, the Marvelettes, where you had to have seen every Marvel episode that's ever been created.
No, I never saw this movie.
Ms.
So
Marvel.
I had no idea who this guy was. No clue. I had to look him up. I'm like, oh, okay. He's from that movie, the one I didn't see.
Yeah.
You didn't see that movie?
Never saw it because I freaking hate Ed Norton, as
And
I
I
said.
love him, and I think he's probably the best Hulk ever.
He's the best Marvel character.
He's the most
ever.
Marvel character ever.
Exactly. And finally, they have these super wingsuits when they already have tech designed by Tony Stark. So here's the thing I don't get.
Yeah, the wingsuit's kind of dumb.
The wingsuits are dumb. Like, here we've got, like, he's an Avenger.
Yeah.
Tony Stark is an Avenger.
Yeah.
And we've got these super wingsuits.
For
Tony
what
Stark.
reason?
Tony
Just-
Stark, although Tony's dead,
Tony's
but
dead.
his wife is still running a very
Yeah.
viable business.
Yeah, but his
There's no reason why. And why isn't
But-
it? Why isn't anybody that doesn't have the super serum should be in a freaking Iron Man get up, man? Like, why wouldn't you be?
100%. Everybody. We should have 20,000 Iron Man
It's
running
like
around.
Iron Man, yeah. This.
So you know what? No,
so
you know
dumb.
what? Iron Man's.
because like Tony Stark, he produced an entire army of like just robot Iron Men with
Yeah.
no humans
With
inside.
Yeah, well, that has its own issues.
Yeah, but
yeah,
what's
but
his
they solved
name?
that issue.
I've seen that movie before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've kind of seen
They solved
movie.
that issue though.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's continue on this. I hadn't finished yet. So, and then on top of that, like they've created a whole universe of Wakanda where you have a bunch of genius people, including Black Panther's sister, who is a super genius.
She's the new Black
she's
Panther.
a
right?
new science officer from Star Trek or whatever.
Little skinny chick.
And there's no way that she couldn't help the Red Hulk's heart.
I guess
Yeah,
not.
but he hates the Avengers. He would never ask any of them.
He hates everybody.
Oh, that's the point.
Yeah. I did also think, though, that this played into the detective story feel. Now, I don't think it was a great detective story,
No.
but I liked the fact that it was still following the whole Captain America Winter Soldier thing.
Okay.
So, so even though I'm tired of superheroes and all the needing me to buy into this Marvel Force stuff, I really like Anthony Mackie and this character they have developed. So, for that reason,
Yeah.
if I was Bryce, I would say this would be a meh.
Ah.
But in this case, because I am not, and I really do
By
like
the way,
Anthony
that's
Mackie.
not true.
What? You don't think I like Anthony Mackie?
No, just because I like someone in a movie doesn't.
You've literally go
Oh.
back 2 episodes ago.
Oh,
You're like,
stop
yeah,
it.
I really like these characters, so I
Oh,
didn't hate
stop
it.
it.
So it was a man.
The
story is-
I give my review based on the entire movie. There, my friend.
The thing that was the worst about this movie, in all honesty, was they cast a geriatric
Yeah.
Hulk Like, that just made no sense. If you're going to replace William Hurt with somebody, make a William Hurt equivalent that's 40 years old.
William Hurt
The
and
same
just
age.
put him.
CGI the shit out of him like they do every...
No, just dig him up and throw some plastic skin on him and have him like a marionette. That would have been like much more
Like
interesting.
Weekend at
like they
Bernie's.
do, like they've done with everybody in these ones.
Yeah, well, I don't want it CGI. I want it practical. So just dig up his remains
Yeah,
and
his
just
dead body
and
and
just
I don't know if anybody... Okay, so I'm going to ask the two of you this. Have you ever worn a suit with a tie?
yes.
Okay, Murray, have you ever worn a suit with a tie?
Not often, but yeah.
Okay, let me tell you, I wore a suit and a tie for a good 35 years.
I wore a tie for 10 years.
Okay, but what kind of pants did you wear?
I wore dress pants.
Okay, so dress pants traditionally are made with wool,
Mm-hmm.
or they're potentially polyester.
Mine were polyester.
Are you talking
Okay.
about the super stretchy pants?
Yeah, so this is where I'm going to
Oh,
say...
yeah, well, it's also
I'm gonna
something.
say-
His wang should have been.
We should have seen Red Wiener, Red Hulk
Absolutely.
Wiener, like nobody's business. Every other ounce of clothing rips
Yeah.
off, but he's got magical wool pants that can fucking stretch
Yeah, no.
over his giant Hulk penis.
Yeah, exactly. There should have been the 2/3 of the screen should have been Hulk penis.
That's right. His Hulk penis. It would have been better because it would have looked the same size as Anthony Mackie.
Man, those would have been some
like-
giant balls.
Some giant, it's like this Hulk. He's got giant balls. And come
That
on,
would have made it worth seeing it in AVX.
which is how I saw it too.
Not what I saw it.
So yeah, this was a rage, but I do like Anthony Mackie and I like this
Okay,
character.
gee.
I want to go watch the TV series again.
You had me worried there.
I know, I did that on purpose. I planted the seed with the Murray
Yeah,
when
you
I
did.
saw him Saturday night.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, alrighty. Doctor Strange,
Yes,
Shang-Chi,
yes,
Ant-Man,
yes,
Bruce friggin' Banner,
yes,
Captain Marvel, Spider-Man,
yes.
Winter Soldier, Black Panther.
Are you just listing all the
These are
characters?
just some
now?
of the Avengers that are still around that puny human Sam Wilson could have called for help with a raging red Hulk. That's my problem with every freaking Marvel movie is where the hell is everybody else when all this shit is going down?
Bucky showed up.
Like, yeah, but not to do anything. He's running for office now.
He was being handy.
Yeah,
They were
no.
probably busy with other
the
stuff.
Hulk was tearing apart the White House and like nobody got it on camera anywhere. There wasn't somebody back
They
at the
were
fortress.
probably-
No, they're not busy.
probably catching
The
up
only
on
person who was busy, maybe Captain Marvel, who's
Stranger
like off on a
Things
different
series
planet.
on Netflix
Anyway.
or something.
Well, Hulk, or not Hulk, what's your favorite one?
Well, Thor, he's not
Thor.
even he's not on planet anymore. He's living.
So that's where he is.
yeah, but these other people are all humans.
Doctor Strange should have been around. Let's
Yeah,
face
Doctor
it.
Strange should have seen it.
He should
coming.
do these giant circles.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi,
Friggin'
we could've-
Ant-Man should have been there.
Yeah,
But yeah, none of them came to help him.
not one.
So you got this guy, as Bryce said, who has no superpowers, no super serum, but he's Captain America. Oh, but wait, he has this new wings and this new armor made of vibranium,
Nice,
which is supposed to be indestructible.
almost indestructible.
Yeah. And then what happens?
When the Hulk tore
he
his
gets
wings
his
off.
ass kicked by a geriatric monster with gray chest hairs. And even his new vibranium wings get ripped apart like tissue paper.
Yep.
That wasn't even the worst part of the film.
What?
The entire plot, which is shown in the trailers, I'm not giving away any spoilers here.
Yeah, we knew this.
That frickin' trailer's the worst, by the
mean,
way.
it shows you how the movie
shows
ends.
you the whole movie.
Yeah. It centers around Thaddeus Ross, the same guy who chased after the Hulk for years. The father of Bruce Banner's girlfriend, Betty. The same guy who tore apart the Avengers with the Sokovia Accords. And is now the president. The bad guy from that
You mean William Hurt 2.0?
Ed Norton Hulk movie that Marvel basically buried is back to seek revenge. He turns the already jerk-faced general/president into a Hulk. Yeah, that's it. Seriously, that's the whole plot. There's a few lame side stories about World War III. Discovery of a new element called adamantium. that it's the strongest metal on Earth.
Oh, that's because
But
we
wait,
need Wolverine.
But wait, that sounds familiar. Oh yeah, that's the same stuff that Wolverine has had fused to his skeleton since the 50s.
Yeah.
WTF? Like it's a new substance? No, it's not. Go ask the X-Men. I'm not going to go into further details because this film was so awful. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Big freaking red Hulk rage.
Rage.
I don't think Marvel can make
Like
a
seriously, the
movie
Thunderbolts
anymore.
looks better than this piece of crap.
Well, okay, so
We'll see.
We'll see, but
Looks
you know
funny
what?
anyway.
You know what we need
We'll
to come.
see.
You know what we need to come back
What's that?
is the Barry Keoghan crew,
The Barry
the
Keoghan crew.
superheroes that were immortal or whatever they are.
Yes.
That's what we really need, because you know what? At least they
Oh,
put
is he in that?
superhero sex in their movie.
Yeah. That's,
Oh yeah, they also pulled a little nugget from that terrible movie.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what the whole.
As a central
Terrible
plot
movie.
of this
It was
one,
meh.
which I forgot it was even in that movie.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
that's what I said to Bryce. Did you remember seeing the?
yeah.
because I was looking at this island or whatever this thing is supposed to be, and it's got the head of Galactus, which is like a major Marvel supervillain.
Yeah, it's from that movie.
So is he gonna like come out of the Earth?
You know what? I think
know.
because they're gonna all of a sudden make the Avengers 2.0 come back
Yeah.
because they got to introduce everybody.
Well, you have to have a new villain because what's his name, right?
I don't know.
With
Who?
his-
You know what? Here's the thing.
Yeah, it was
Stop
terrible.
making Marvel films.
No, they're not gonna.
Stop making Star Wars movies. Just stop. And what are those other things they do a lot of? CGI talking
fights.
animals.
Yeah.
Which is a good transition as we start to talk about Paddington in Peru.
Paddington in Peru.
Okay, so
That's exciting.
when you go to a Paddington film, you
Yes.
know you're in for a few things. Number one is
one?
cute factor at a level 100%.
Yeah.
You've got silliness and you've got an adventure. You also have to not take the science of reality too much to heart. I mean, after all, we have a talking bear who lives in London. So if you're gonna buy into a talking bear in London
And nobody gives it a second look.
and nobody gives it a second look, then you know what? Everything that you want to find fault in this, like you would in a movie that's all about science, it's no sense. So things like landing a plane in the jungle, which normally are impossible, or on the side of a mountain, you just go along with it, cause our lead character is a talking marmalade-eating, klutzy, fun-loving bear with a heart of gold. In this episode, we get the Browns accompanying Paddington to Peru, thus the title, where he is originally from, to visit his Aunt Lucy, where they meet up with Antonio Banderas and Olivia Colman, a riverboat captain, and a mother superior of a home for retired bears. Also something that they probably don't have in Peru. Silly antics ensue, intrigue, suspense.
I think they do, Jim.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't been to Peru, so. Silly antics ensue, intrigue, suspense, double crossing, and finding the lost city of El Dorado.
Yes.
That's why you had to have
gold
somebody who speaks.
There's gold.
Well,
there,
there's
yeah.
gold, but it's orange colored gold.
Yes.
It's the marmalade kind?
It
I-
may be.
Disappointing.
Yes, I laughed, I cried with both joy and Lovejoy. The animation of our beloved bear is always outstanding and actually quite realistic. You can't hang out with Paddington and the Browns and not come away with anything but joy in your heart and a desire to have a marmalade sandwich. As far as kids shows go, this is a great teacher of what's important in life and will be a great film to enjoy as a family. As a bonus, if you wait till the end credits roll, we
man.
get our favorite villain
so
from
good.
Paddington 2.
So
Hugh
good.
Grant is back, and we learn that he may be in another adventure. So in Paddington 3,
4.
Paddington 4, Hugh Grant's castle,
Yes.
maybe where we're going next. This was a lot of fun. Now, it wasn't as fun as Paddington 2, which in my opinion is a perfect film, but it was still very fun. I really, really enjoyed this. It didn't make it to Mondo for me, but it got a high man.
Yeah.
And I have a bit of unpacking that Olivia Colman in this movie is still showing why she is one of the most mesmerizing actors that fucking smile on her face in this movie. Like, you knew she was bad right from the moment when she picked up the guitar and did a Julie Andrews impression, singing around the entire mountainside. It was mind-blowingly entertaining and fun. She was brilliant in this.
All right. Paddington in Peru has Ben Winshaw return as the voice of the beloved bear in the red bucket hat. There is something about the way Winshaw voices this character that makes him ridiculously endearing. He's got Paddington nailed. In this adventure, Paddington must go to Peru to save his beloved Aunt Lucy as she has gone missing. Along with the Brown family, Paddington arrives at the home for retired bears, who is headed by the Reverend Mother, played by Olivia Colman. From there, they find a boat captain, played by Antonio Banderas, and hire him to take them to El Dorado, the lost city of gold, as they believe that is where Aunt Lucy is. To be honest, the whole story is kind of convoluted, and the situations are kind of dumb. But none of that matters, as the performances are charming and the humor lands every time. It is silly, and it knows it, and by the end, the theme of family may just have you choking back a few tears. This is a sweet little movie, just like the previous two. I kind of wish Sally Hawkins would have come back in Mrs. Brown, but I suppose Emily Mortimer was okay. This was very, very entertaining family fare. Paddington in Peru was meh as well. It was meh. It's really entertaining though, and if you've got some kids, watch it with them.
They'll like this.
They'll like it, and you will too. There is enough in there that you will find this very entertaining, and your kids will love it.
Yeah, it's funny though. Like it's not as good as 2. Like 2 is just so good.
I thought 1 and 2 were better than this one, but I have a soft spot in my heart for all 3, and I'm looking forward to more Paddington.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely want more.
I know that I'm going to be entertained, and I tell you, Ben Winshaw, that is some good voice acting, man. He is so good as Paddington.
From the trailer when he gives Antonio Banderas the stare.
Yes.
It's like that's worth the price of admission right there.
It's like, you know what? And you get to that point in the movie and it's just like,
I know it's coming.
Yes.
You scold him with that stare, Paddington.
Yeah, so good.
Nice. All right, Barry Keoghan.
Yes. Bring them down. All right, so farmer Michael O'Shea crashes his car, which in turn disfigures his girlfriend and kills his mother. Then flash forward a couple of decades or so, and this sheep farmer, played by Christopher Abbott, leads a quiet life with his father, played by Cole Meany, on the farm while his former girlfriend has moved on and married another sheep farmer named Gary. Now, Gary has a son, Jack, who is played by the brilliant Barry Keoghan. Jack makes some bad decisions.
He sure does.
And Gary ends up exponentially making those decisions worse, and stuff gets way out of hand as the lives are changed forever, and not everyone will survive. Not even the sheep, unfortunately. This is a story of sin and the consequences of not forgiving, and the pursuit of perceived justice, and then sometimes that justice just becomes good old-fashioned vengeance. It is a story of lost souls and ill-conceived actions. It is perfectly shot, paced, and acted. It ends fittingly as sins are paid for in many different ways. I love this film. It is Mondo.
All right. So, as you mentioned, we start the story driving the narrow country roads of Ireland, where we are learning that Mikey's mom is leaving his dad, which causes Mikey to start speeding and acting not safe, which leads to some dire side effects for his mom. As you mentioned, we fast forward and we get a sort of new spin on the Hatfields and the McCoys, Irish style. Yep. But they are sheep herders.
Totes. With
both families who have their fair share of challenges, and none of them are happy with their existence. This develops into a very good character story about guilt and loss. The story gets darker when one family starts stealing the other's herd and then cutting the legs off to sell the legs. Who knew that was even a business?
Ugh.
Selling legs. Murray, how many times would you go to the grocery store and say, hey, you know what I need today? I need a sheep leg.
Yeah.
How can I get one of those? Like, it's not even the whole leg.
That's what
It's
a
just
leg of
cutting-
lamb is, dude. That's
I think
like
they were
the
cutting
main,
them off
that
from
is
the
the
knees.
main. No, they weren't. They were cutting the back legs off, you wanker.
Well, that's not even the best part of the lamb.
That is the best.
Rack of lamb is the real one.
It's all gross, anyways. But my father for like decades would get me out of the house with this goddamn leg of lamb he would cook
Nice.
like once a month, and
I
it's
love your dad.
just the grossest smelling crap ever.
It's
but he
delicious.
just loved leg of lamb, and
Who doesn't?
he would make it every
Lamb
But
fucking month.
But
it was gross.
rack of lamb is even better.
That's right, rack of lamb.
Should have been just pulling the ribs off.
All lamb is gross. Even when I was a meat eater way back when, which I do not agree with at all, and none of you should eat meat. But
Except
back
lamb
then,
rack.
I would never ever eat lamb because it is disgusting.
It's
Oh.
delicious. All right, so we then see things turn even darker and start getting even more dark as
Yeah, I saw
Mikey's dad decides he would rather collect heads instead of sheep legs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wants Mikey to collect the heads because his dad is a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Then we get mementoed for a bit, which kind of took me out of this story a little bit because it at that point started to become a bit draggy because I felt I had already
No drag.
seen and I felt that the memento scenes weren't needed at all. So I took a little bit of a nap for about 7 to 10 minutes,
You did.
which meant I did miss a little bit of the end of the story.
I was actually trying to decide whether you were sleeping or not because you weren't doing your usual like
Snoring?
loud snore.
Yeah.
It was just kind of and then it would stop, and I was like, okay, no, he's okay. I think he's still awake because I was gonna elbow you, but I was
You
like,
should
I
have
was like-
elbowed me, but
I was
that-
like, no, I think
For
he's
the
awake.
record, I've been to movies with Jim, and sometimes he nods off, and I don't hear anything.
All right. I
That's
usually, nah, really.
So
usually
I have to look over. I'm like, oh, he's actually sleeping.
I usually hear him snoring away. So.
I don't. Not always.
So I liked it, but I felt I didn't need to be mementoed. I already got the part of the story well enough. So
mementoed.
until I re-see the 7 to 10 minutes that I slept through, I can only give, I want to say 98% of this film a meh. And yeah, I did not like the memento. I did not like it.
it
I
was
just
fine.
wasn't needed. No, it wasn't. I hate when they do that, and there's no reason for it.
They went back and they went from the other point of view. And
Yeah,
it was fine.
didn't. It didn't need to be there because that whole
Yeah.
part of the story
It was
was
good.
already happening. You already knew it was going
was
on.
good.
It was not.
It
so,
was good.
I can't see this ever getting to a Mondo for me.
It
but I can tell you
is
one thing.
Mondo.
I really loved the idea of this story, and I liked it a lot.
All right.
So it was meh.
So you were wrong. Cool.
No, I was right. I was totally right. Oh, the myrrh.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything else. I want to do anything this week either, but I found something.
Nice. I love things.
This is a very sad moment for me.
What?
I'm sure you two will love it.
Whoa.
Against my better judgment, I finally decided to watch Coming to America. As in number 2, this sequel.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely number
definitely
two.
number 2.
I know you guys hated the original, but I loved it. With Eddie and Arsenio and their cast of characters and makeup, it was funny and it had a sweet, heartwarming story. I still consider it one of Eddie's best films. Unfortunately,
What?
watching this piece of trash sequel
What?
forced me to come to the conclusion that Mr. Murphy simply isn't funny anymore.
What?
Like I said, it's a
my.
very sad moment for me.
Wait a minute. He's not completely not funny because you did like the Alex Foley.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the hell out of the last Beverly Hills Cop
Yeah.
movie, which his name is Axel, by the way.
Whatever.
Axel.
It was actually fun.
I also watched.
Axel F. You liked?
I love the last Beverly
last
Hills
one.
Cop 4, whatever
You
it was.
liked
I
it.
It was
loved
called Axel F, wasn't it?
No.
Maybe it was a subtitle, but no, I liked it.
No, I think that's what it was called.
I liked
You
it.
liked it too.
No, I didn't.
Well, you said on our podcast you liked it.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, you did.
I also watched Eddie on the SNL 50th anniversary show on Sunday.
Yeah, it's called Axel F.
And he
I don't
wasn't
know
that
what you guys are
bad.
talking about.
The biggest problem with this horrible film, apart from the bad plot, was the even worse supporting cast. The unfunny Tracy Morgan.
What?
The
I love Tracy
heinous Leslie Jones.
Love Leslie Jones.
I love
The
Leslie
artist formerly known as Wesley Snipes.
I like Leslie Snipes. Wesley
List
Snipes.
goes on.
Leslie, whatever.
And of course, most of the original cast from the first film, who have not aged well. Plus, there's this new punk that I've never seen before or heard of that plays Akeem's bastard son. Those of you who haven't seen the original or this one, I'll spare you. Akeem and his manservant Semi go to America to find a woman worthy of becoming a queen. In the sequel, it is revealed that the absolutely repugnant Leslie Jones drugged and raped the prince one night, hence the bastard son. So apparently, rape is funny when it happens to the man.
Apparently.
I tried hard to find something to like about this film, being the die-hard Eddie Murphy fan that I
Yes.
am. We do share a birthday after all,
Nice.
minus the 10-year age difference.
Who's older?
That would be him. I just couldn't. Every time Tracy Morgan or Leslie Jones showed up, I almost threw up in my mouth a bit.
I like them. They were
the
the
only
only good
reasons-
parts of it.
Oh, Eddie, I still love you, but yeah, this is a horrible rage. I shouldn't have watched this.
Yeah.
They basically ruined everything I liked about the first one.
Yeah, it continued to ruin it from the first one onto that one, but it
No,
is
it's-
really a horrible
it's
It
a
was
bad,
terrible.
bad
I
movie.
had better hopes for it
It is literally the worst movie.
because I thought it'd
think
be a
he's
better
ever
story,
done.
and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
It spent like 5 minutes in
Yeah.
America, and the rest of the time was in Africa.
Yeah, this was the worst Eddie Murphy's ever been.
Yeah,
By far.
it's up there.
Yep.
I think Norbert's up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Norbit. I don't know, man.
But no,
No, this
usually
one's definitely-
he's okay. But yeah, this is terrible. I'm sorry I watched it.
Aw.
Ruined
Tori,
everything.
Wah, wah.
Your childhood crush was crushed.
Yes. I still love him, but yeah, this is terrible.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, my sweet, sweet rage. How I love you so. Oh, my rage. This week, if you can guess it, is the trailer for Hulk 2.0 Red Hulk's penis.
Oh.
This is just another example. I don't even know what the purpose of showing it. And I said to Bryce about this because I remember when it first came, the new trailer came out that basically showed the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? The reason that they show that is because of the nostalgia-ridden nostalgia berries that are plugged into the fans of Marvel still, that they're basically going, you know who we don't have? Somebody from Star Wars in the MCU yet. So you had to see that, oh, look, they put Indiana Jones / what's his name from the Star Wars franchise?
Solo.
Han Solo. As now,
but they killed him.
yeah, well, that's why they needed to bring him back into this one, Murray. Because, you know what? We didn't get enough with him from Indiana Jones. So, you know what? That's the whole reason I think they did an entire trailer that's a spoiler. Is because
Yeah,
They needed everybody
showed
to
you
know
what
that-
happens at the end of the movie in
Yeah.
the trailer.
And they basically say, "Oh, how about this? We know that the Red Hulk is going to be Harrison Ford." Like, that's my rage.
Well, no,
First off,
because anybody who reads the comics knows who the Red Hulk is. He's the general. So before they even cast Harrison Ford, you already know the secret. But yeah, then to show the actual Red Hulk,
I
in the
wouldn't have
freaking
known.
Trailer.
yeah, I wouldn't have known because I haven't. Really
Yeah, but
followed
most
the
comic book
comics.
fans wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yes.
but there's still a lot of Marvel fans that. Yeah, and the other thing is that like we got to see his wiener. I'm sorry. Like if you're gonna have
Yeah,
pants,
that should be
those
the
are-
rage. There
that's-
was no Hulk wiener.
Yeah, that's ultimately my biggest part of the rage is there's no Hulk wiener.
But he has super stretchy pants.
There's no such thing, Murray.
Yes, there is.
Because no.
Ask Lou Ferrigno. He had super stretchy pants.
Yeah. Okay.
But he wasn't
Except for-
wearing any super stretchy pants.
And also Lou Ferrigno wasn't
at
3
least-
times the size.
At least Ang Lee explained it with like a spandex. Remember that is Hulk?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that if you know the Hulk, he didn't even know he was the Hulk at that point. He just knew he was starting to rage.
I like that one.
My rage this week has nothing to do with movies.
What? This is new.
Is it?
Maybe.
My rage is, and I've probably talked about it before, but
Is it your scene points?
so I get in my car and I'm driving to work, and then I come home and I drive to work and I come home, and I have been in so much traffic over the last 2 weeks that when I fill up my tank, I fill up my tank every 2 weeks, and I've usually still got a quarter of a tank left, an eighth at worst.
Yeah.
I am now Wednesday. I got one more day I got to get to work because I work on Friday, and I got 1.5 liters of fuel left because I've been sitting in traffic so much over the past 2 weeks, just idling away. It has been horrible. I don't know what's going on. And I even had an extra day off from work because we had a holiday in there. So I must have been sitting in traffic for like 3 or 4 times more than I usually
of
would.
course.
So that's my rage is traffic. And now I got to make the decision. 1.5 liters will probably get me to work if I don't run into any more traffic. But on a Friday morning, it may, or I should be okay. So I fill up at work because the fuel's cheaper.
Yep.
I may not make it. And I got to make that decision. Do I go put $5 in somewhere?
Here's my guess. You know what it'll be? I
Yeah.
know you. You're not going to fill
There's
it up.
no way I'm going.
There's no way you're going to fill it up.
I'm
You're
going to
gonna
take my chances.
You're going to take your chances and
And
roll
we'll see
those
if,
bones.
so stay tuned next week. We'll see if that
Yeah,
liter and
but-
a half actually
yeah,
got
but-
me to work.
He drives a smart car. You can push that up the hill with one hand. Like,
Well, that's. I
He
mean,
has done that before.
I have done
when
it.
his
Sure
car
he
is
has.
broken,
Sure
he's
he
actually
has.
flagged people down and said, "Help me."
Yeah.
They've lifted his car out of
Yeah,
snowbanks.
we just lift it up and
because you
it's
can
fine.
you can push that thing like a sled.
It's all right.
Yeah, just so you know, Bryce
Anyways,
is like
my-
7 feet
that's
tall.
my rage.
And he,
Yeah, he's
fits,
7
more
feet tall. And he
traffic.
has a
he
smart
collapses
car.
his body into this smart
He
car.
can
I
torch
can't
himself.
believe I've gone through that much fuel in the last 2 weeks. I never go through anywhere
and it's
near
cold,
that.
Because
so
it's
that's
cold.
And
adding
it's
to it.
freaking cold.
Yeah, well,
This is your best rage ever. I'm not gonna lie.
sure.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Last time on Rage or Dare, Bryce went ape over pulling from Jim's bag when he pulled what appears is his least favorite ape film franchise when he picked 1971's Escape from the Planet of the Apes. This week, it's Jim's turn to Rage or Dare. Now let's check in with Bryce and maybe we'll find out why he loves CGI monkeys in pretty much every movie he sees them in, and yet he doesn't like Roddy McDowell in a monkey suit nearly as much. Come on, Bryce.
Okay, first of all, I still don't think. I think those are just really good monkey suits in those new Planet of the Apes. You can't convince me that that's CGI. It looks too good. Secondly, let's talk about the movie at hand. Escape from the Planet of the Apes from,
Yes!
from 1971 is a story
Yes.
of 3 apes who land on Earth in a U.S. spacecraft, and then from there they are
Wait.
revered by some.
Before you go, what
Yes.
was the because the first one is Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, and then there, I think
Then the
it's.
second one is Beneath the Planet of the Apes, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's the one where.
Because I think this is the third one, right?
Yes, because then they escape from the planet. Because I'm thinking of the time frame of the years, like right.
Yeah,
Like,
well, and
the original.
the
came
only
out-
thing it makes sense that it's because it seems like this should be maybe. Is it the third one?
I'm pretty positive it is.
Because
So-
it would make sense from where it kind of goes, but I
So the
mean, I saw all these so long ago. I don't.
Planet of
freaking
the
know.
Apes was 68.
Yeah,
And then Beneath,
it was Beneath, eh?
I'm positive that's the one where, what's his name comes back, and Beneath the Planet of the Apes was 1970. So yeah, it has to have been. They wouldn't
then
have
this
made
was
another
71.
one.
No,
Yeah,
in
so it's
between.
got to be that.
At any rate, the 3 apes land on Earth in a U.S. spacecraft, and then from there they're revered by some and believed to be a threat by others.
So did they take like flying lessons?
I don't know, but apparently they sort of, but they crashed into
scienced
the
it?
ocean, so I don't know.
They
what
went back
doing.
in time.
That apparently that's what happened is they went back in time. So they go back in time, and I mean, I don't even know. I'm gonna go up front right now. I didn't hate this as much as I thought I was going to. I don't really understand a lot of it because
What don't you understand? They came back from the Planet of the Apes.
But
They escaped
how?
They escaped.
They
it
just
in
got
a
in the
spaceship.
ship, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
apparently at the end of Beneath the Planet of the Apes, did they actually like pretty much destroy the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, it was. They launched the missile.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense then, because they're saying as they were leaving, they saw like the
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes pretty much like.
So the science
Go up
difference,
and-
like the distance between the original Planet of the Apes to
Yeah.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes is maybe 6 months,
Right.
and then
And now
and
it's
then
like
it's like
now
it's like a
like
2-week period. So from that time frame, they were able to find the ship,
Yeah.
pull it out of the Forbidden Zone,
Yeah.
fix it,
Yeah.
to add on an entire source of fuel that they
Yeah.
never had, and get back into the ship and go back in time
Yeah.
to the planet.
Yeah.
And
So
you didn't have any problems with that?
I mean, it was
Like the whole concept of this
the whole
movie?
concept was dumb. I've already mentioned like it's dumb. I mean, this is definitely not a classic, but it is watchable as we watch these apes go from misunderstood to the toast of high society to fugitives. It all kind of made sense once they got to Earth. So I'm going to watch it based on that because I don't know what the hell went on before this. I just know 3 alien apes landed on Earth.
They're not alien.
Well, they're alien. They're alien to the people on Earth at the time because they can't wrap their brain around the fact that these guys are from the future. And so, anyways, this is quite the roller coaster ride. But here's the thing. We get Ricardo Montalban. He shows up as a circus owner, Armando.
Yes.
And I'm not sure why, but anytime Montalban shows up in anything, it just makes it better.
That's right.
And it also makes me smile. I can't get enough of Ricardo.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's why Fantasy Island was so awesome.
Weren't we just talking about this like literally?
No. There's more. And I told you that it wasn't just Ricardo Montalban. That was just kind of a bonus. Now, this wasn't very good, but Ricardo Montalban's sighting and a better than average bummer of an ending. I mean, I didn't hate this. I remember hating it when I watched it the first time, but upon rewatching it, it wasn't actually that bad. I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't a rage. It was meh. I'm actually kind of hope I get some more Planet of the Apes because maybe they're all not as bad as I remember. Because I was absolutely dreading watching this. And as I'm watching, I'm going, this isn't good, but I'm not hating it. It's all right, isn't it?
I'm happy to hear that because, I am a huge fan of the original series. Like when people talk about
I
Star
have a
Wars,
feeling I'm gonna like this better. Like I have watched the original Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
not recently, but within the last 3 or 4 years for sure.
Yeah.
And I still hate it.
Yes.
I actually
It's because of Charlton Heston.
I actually
though, don't
liked
you?
this better than it, like quite a bit better.
So then,
and it's a totally different movie. Like it's kind of a weird movie. It's not like the other ones that I can remember. Like I didn't even remember as I was watching it. I was like, yeah. Oh yeah. It was all kind of coming back to me in little pieces. But this is not like the other movies. This is kind of its own little thing. It's kind of
there's Escape from the Planet of the Apes where they actually escape and come back in time.
Yeah.
And then there's Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
Right.
Which is their son picked up by Ricardo Montalban, because I think he's in the fourth one. Ricardo's in the fourth one with the baby.
Really? I don't remember.
And then
that
the baby learns to talk because, his parents could talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is Battle for the Planet of the Apes, because the apes have started to build society, like an integrated society with humans and apes. And then the evil mutant people
So are
under
all
the ground.
all these from the timeline of Escape from the Planet of the Apes going forward with those?
No, so beneath the Planet of the Apes,
That's where they leave.
The first 3 is probably like, I would guess, a 1-year time frame.
Give or take.
And then Conquest fast forwards
then we
till Cornelius's kid.
It's like a prequel?
It's somewhat like a prequel, yes. It's a prequel to Planet of the Apes because they have to get to the point where, society is kind of falling apart and the apes take over.
Okay.
So Conquest for the Planet of the Apes is where they actually go and they putting apes into putting chains on them, trying to domesticate them. Then because Cornelius and Zira's son decides to revolt and the apes take over, and then that's the start of the downfall of humanity because they don't have weapons or anything apparently, because that's what happened. And then the final one is they've already started building the society of Planet of the Apes, and it's an integrated society with humans and apes that work together. And then the evil mutated because there's another atomic bomb.
Okay.
And the battle for the Planet of the Apes is even further into the future.
I think I like the new series better.
No.
Yeah.
Classics are good.
Roddy classics McDowell can be good.
Roddy McDowell walking around like a monkey.
Yeah, I don't know. As I say, didn't hate this, but I have a feeling that the rest of them might not get such a glowing review, if you can call it that.
Well, I think there's another 4 in the bag for you. So.
That's actually the thing that annoyed me as I was watching it. I was like, I bet you that he's got more of these in here, and I'm gonna watch them completely out of order.
Yes.
it's gonna be even more frustrating for me. At any rate, whatever.
All right. Well, let me see what I got here. I gotta pull from.
Where are you pulling from?
I'm pulling from your evil, horrible bag.
You're pulling from mine? Oh,
poop fest.
You don't want to do that.
All right. What's this? The main event? Who's the main? Is that like Babs and?
That is Barbara Streisand, my friend.
In a boxing movie?
Yes!
Oh, my God. A boxing movie with
sports
Babs?
movie.
Yes! I think you're really going to like this, actually. You can thank me next week.
Does she do some singing?
She does not.
No singing?
I know.
No.
Like, if you're going to put Babs into a movie, she better do some... Maybe she'll do the title score.
Maybe.
I don't think so, but... No, I don't think so. I don't think she does.
Okay, do you remember seeing this when it came out?
I saw this probably when I was like
1980.
12. I saw it on video because I just rented stuff.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I've never seen it. And I was
79.
Like,
Yeah, 1980.
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah.
I saw this in cinemas when it
I
first
was
came
but
out.
a child.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, doesn't get any better than Babs.
There you go.
Babs and boxing. All right. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always want to make this raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe. Send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on!
My hands are cold. Are yours cold? It's cold down here.
You're cold.
Rage on!
Tricky.